Thanks to interaction frames, you can use if-then-else logic in a sequence diagram. The ALT operator in an interaction frame lets you show alternative message sequences, different messages, different interactions that will take place depending on which condition is met. Note that these alternative sequences are mutually exclusive. An example would be, if the temperature is above 75 degrees, I'll turn on the air conditioner. If the temperature is below 65 degrees, I'll turn on the heat. If the temperature is between 65 and 75, I'll leave the thermostat alone. Those are three different actions that depend on different conditions, and each action is mutually exclusive of the others. So that's the kind of logic that we're talking about when we talk about alternatives and the ALT operator. So let's look at an example with an actual diagram. You want to use alternatives when conditions can dictate more than one mutually exclusive path for the interactions to take. Here in this diagram we have three participants, a bank, a charge, and a credit card account. The bank gets the amount of the charge, and then from the account the bank gets the account balance and gets the credit limit. And what happens next is going to depend on the relation between the amount of the charge and the amount of available credit in the account. So how do we show this? Here's the part of the diagram we were just looking at, getting the amount, the balance, and the credit limit. Here we have our interaction frame. It says ALT for the operator in the corner, and here's the guard condition for these messages. Because there are different paths that could be taken depending on which condition is met, the interaction frame is divided into, in this case, two sections. Obviously you can have more. These sections are called, in the UML, they're called operands, and each one has a guard condition. Each operand has a guard condition that indicates whether or not the messages contained in that operand, in that part of the frame, will be sent. So if this guard condition is true, if the amount of the charge is less than or equal to the credit limit minus the balance, then these messages will be sent. The bank will send approved charge, and then the bank will also add the amount of the charge to the account. If, however, this condition is not met, we have the else as a guard here. So if the amount is greater than the credit limit minus the balance, the bank will deny the charge, and in this case the bank will also increase the interest rate on the account by 2%. So you see we have two different mutually exclusive sequences, sets of messages that will take place depending on which of these guard conditions is met. And as I said, you can have more than one operand in your interaction frame when you're talking about alternatives.